Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, here's part two. Part one, we did rounds 1 through 3 of my mock draft. We got a wide receiver, we got a quarterback, we got a running back, and we got an interior offensive lineman. I think these guys are all home run picks. Let's find these diamonds in the rough. Now, what are we looking at with diamonds in the rough? Okay. I want guys who have high-end traits for one reason or another, just didn't put it together. Maybe didn't put it together until late or had to bounce around a little bit, or maybe had a little bit of injury concern early in their college career, not the whole way, but early. We're looking at certain traits to be able to take advantage because a good coach can take certain traits that a player has and put them in the best positions to succeed. That's the best thing that we can do is get the best out of our players. Let's get them some guys with some high-end physical traits. Okay, in round 4, here we're going to go. Defensive line, Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M. Dude, this guy, think of like a Lamar Houston, okay? He was more of like an interior a defensive lineman at Texas, and then we got him and turned him into an edge, and he balled out. Yeah, I think that's Shamar Turner, man. This guy is a bull. He's super strong, got a powerful punch. We talked a little bit about that yesterday with Wyatt Millum. Super strong punch, is able to really get into the offensive lineman and control them a lot. What is the issue? Why, if this guy is so special, why did he not go earlier? The main thing with him is consistency. Now, what is the issue with his consistency? Is it a skill thing? Is it a will thing, right? Is it a physical thing? Like, so skill wise, is it just his skills aren't there for him to win consistently against offensive linemen? Possible. Is it a will thing? Is he just like, he kind of checks out certain plays, right? That's possible too. Or is he just not physically fit enough to be able to push himself every single play? I'll tell you something right now. If it's either 1 or 3, I think we'll be able to take care of that. We have plenty of leadership on this defensive line to be able to get these guys whipped into shape correctly. I think that Shamar Turner is a guy that can come in here and contribute right away. Maybe not start right away, but as a 4th rounder, you're not really expecting him to start right away. What I think he can do is he can play a lot of versatility. He can play on the inside, he can play on the outside, but he can always be disruptive. And disruption is what we want on the defensive line. We have the outside guys already. We have Wilkins inside. Those are great pass rushers already. We don't need everyone to be a great pass rusher. We need a guy to be able to just ragdoll these offensive linemen and cause havoc and help everyone else make plays. Shamar Turner is that guy until I think he can develop some more pass rush moves, be a little bit more consistent, and win more on his own. Then he'll be the total complete package. But for right now, I think he'll be a great rotational piece. All righty, next up, we got in the 5th round, Jonah Monheim, 6'5", 310 out of USC, another massive offensive interior lineman. Look, I have a method to my madness here, okay? You got Jackson Powers Johnson, who's not as tall as the rest of these guys, but he's 6'4", and he's huge, and he's a bull. He's a bully. That's what I love. You have Wyatt Millum on the other side, okay? This guy is another hulking bull of a freaking lineman. He's tackling in college. Gonna have to move inside because of his arm length, maybe a little bit of the lateral movement, but he's a freaking bully too. Now you have 6'4", 6'5", and now you have another 6'5" guy in Jonah Monheim. Dude, this is a hulking offensive line for us. These are guys who are going to be bullies in the middle. I don't care who plays guard, who plays center. Either one of these guys, all 3 of these guys have position flexibility, okay? All 3 of these guys have played guard and center before, and all 3 of these guys are going to be able to crush it in the NFL. If we do this, if we get these 3 guys, Jackson Powers Johnson, right, Wyatt Millum, Jonah Monheim, we get all these guys together on the interior of the offensive line, we're going to be crushing it in the run game. There is no way we're going to be able to lose in this running attack with these 3 guys just paving the way for whoever's in the backfield. Now, Monheim, he's a decent, I would say, well above average run blocker. Okay, I think he needs to get a little bit stronger. He needs to have a little bit more functional strength. If you take a look at him, he doesn't look like he's really he could add more weight. As big as he is now, he can add more functional strength. Where he really excels is pass blocking. He's really smooth. He has nice arms. He has good hands. He stays in front of the defenders, especially with some of these pass rushing defensive tackles that we have and a lot of the games that these guys are running nowadays. A lot of stunts, a lot of twist moves. I think that it's going to be fine with these three guys up front. And Jonah Monheim is going to be a guy that I think he was like the guy at USC. He played left tackle for a lot. He went to guard. He played center a lot as well. He can handle anything. Everywhere he went, he excelled. He's a leader on the team, and he wants to be a bully. He wants to get better, and he wants to be one of those guys that can be counted on. You put these three young guys in the interior of that offensive line, you got your offensive line set for the next 10 years. These guys are going to be freaking like badasses together. And when you can run the ball in a Chip Kelly offense, and you can run the ball and possess the ball the way that Pete Carroll likes, a lot of good things are going to happen. All righty, round 6, here we go. Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina. We want to talk about a physical freak, okay? 6'2", 245, can run, can jump, can tackle, can take on anyone in the hole. This dude is just a physical freak. Okay, what's the issue? All right, you're telling me that this guy is known for just blowing up people with his tackles, okay? He has great length to knock down passes. He has great length to reach out and tackle. He knows how to get off blocks. What is the issue? Why is he lasting until round 6? One of the big issues is his footwork. Look, he's a big guy. He's a little bit tight on the hips, so it's really tough for him to change directions, especially when he's trying to cover one of these speedy little either tight end or one of these speedy little running backs out of the backfield. The thing that really helps him out a lot is his overall strength, his mind, and his length. He's got super long arms. He reaches out there and grab anybody. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be able to come in right away, I don't think. But he's going to be a key player on special teams because he's a huge guy that can run and tackle. And he's going to develop into a guy that's going to be able to play a lot more than just a middle linebacker. This guy can play on the outside as well. He's strong enough. He's long enough to maybe sub in on a package. He's going to be an excellent blitzer in the NFL, I believe. What we're looking at with these guys right now is what are the physical traits that excel, that are elite traits that they have that we can take advantage of? Okay, with Demetrius Knight Jr., it's his length, it's his tackling ability, and it's his strength. He can get out there and he can make it happen. Now, straight line, he's pretty fast. It's the lateral movement where he gets a little bit tight. Sideline to sideline, he may not be able to go quite as fast as other guys, but if he gets his hands on you, he ain't letting go. Okay, now, next pick in the 6th round. As much as Pete Carroll likes to talk about like grinding the ball and running the ball and you know, power run game and this and that, he likes wide receivers. Next pick, Pat Bryant, wide receiver, Illinois. All right, captain of the Illinois team. This dude is tall. He's got physical tools. He's got great hands. He's like a taller version of Jacoby Myers, but there's a big but, all right? The big but is he's not super fast. Now, he gets open because he's very physical. He's a very physical wide receiver, which we need for the run blocking. Run blocking, he's one of the best blockers as a wide receiver in this draft. Definitely needed. He's got great hands. The issue that we have is his separation, his route running ability. That's not the greatest. The top end speed isn't the greatest. This is not a guy that's going to run away from people. He's a possession receiver, but we already have all these quick guys. Okay, I think this possession receiver that's A+ blocker, I think it's going to be great for us. It's another tight end basically on the field that's going to block and really spring open these runs for these running backs that we're going to want to do. I know Chip Kelly really appreciates these wide receivers that can block. Pat Bryant is a guy that can really get that done. Are we going to be able to help his top end speed? Yeah, man, probably not. Are we going to be able to help his separation? Possibly. It's just a formation thing, you know, line him up off the line of scrimmage so we can maybe give him a little bit of a chance to get open off the line, help him with his route running abilities. Yeah, we can maybe help that a little bit. But this guy, if we can help him a little bit with that, the other stuff, the hands, the toughness, the 50-50 balls, the blocking is all very top notch. And what did I say? When you're looking at these later rounds, you're not going to get a perfect prospect, right? There is no perfect prospect. You're going to have a lot of things you need to work on with these guys, but what do they do well? How can you take advantage of what they do well right now? you put a Pat Bryant out there and tell him, you know what, you go ahead and run block, he's going to be able to do it. And he's going to be able to do it at a high level. And he's going to work hard. He's going to be a tough-nosed guy. And if you manage to throw him the ball, he's going to catch it. All right. So Pat Bryant, round 6, I think is an excellent selection for us to be able to really polish up our run game as well. All righty. Next, another 6th round pick. I have Zah Frazier. Zah Frazier, follow me. Okay. All right. Zah Frazier, he's 6'3", 190. Okay. He's super tall. He's a big corner, but that's not all. He has almost 34-inch arms, 80-inch wingspan. That is absolutely insane, okay, for a corner of that size. Okay, Pete Carroll loves big, long corners. They don't have to be super fast. All they have to do is be able to understand coverage and play big and play long. Zah Frazier can do that. He's coming out of University of Texas San Antonio. Okay, not a great program, but he bounced around a little bit too. Okay, he was a JUCO dude, bounced around a little bit. He was a JUCO All-American. Finally found his way to UTSA and balled out. Okay, he's ideal for either press man or zone coverage. If you ask him to do like a press and bail type of thing, it's probably not going to work all that well. He needs to be either really physical or play an area, because that's where he can use his length and his height. What we don't want him to do is having to run with a lot of these slot guys, these smaller guys. We don't want that to happen. We definitely don't want that happening. We want him to be able to get up on these guys and get really physical on these guys so he can use that to his advantage. Now, even though he's big, it doesn't mean he's slow. He's got some really, really good straight line speed. So if he get matched up against a smaller guy who wants to take him deep, I think he'll do okay, because not only is he fast enough to keep up with some of these guys, he also has that length to be able to make up some of that time and that space. Where he struggles, some of the lateral movements, he plays a little bit tall, okay, but that's kind of like, a technique thing. We can fix that, okay? The other thing is he's a little grabby, okay? He's kind of like your weird uncle at the family reunion. He's a little bit touchy, okay? He gets flagged a lot. But I think he gets flagged a lot because of his technique. He doesn't put himself in the right position with his technique. He uses his physical tools too much. And because of that, he ends up being a little bit grabby, and he gets flagged a lot. Now, that's not going to get better in the NFL if he doesn't improve. But what we have the ability to do with a late 6th round pick is put this guy in special teams, take advantage of his straight line speed, take advantage of his size and length to be able to be a contributor on special teams right away from day one. On top of that, you get him a little bit of seasoning defensively. You bring him along a little bit. Maybe at the end of year 1, year 2, he's getting a lot more snaps on the football field. This is a great pick because it's a prototypical size and speed for a corner that Pete Carroll loves. All righty, we're in the 7th round now, okay? What did Pete Carroll always say he wants to do? He wants to control the ball. He wants to run the ball. He wants to run the ball. All right. We already have Caleb Johnson, right? Caleb Johnson is a bigger back, 6'2", 225. What do we need another running back for? Well, I'll tell you. We don't really have a lot of running backs on the roster right now. Sincere McCormick got hurt late last year. It's kind of a question mark if he'll be able to come back. He was also an undrafted free agent and hasn't really played and coming off a couple of big injuries. So I think we need to get another running back out of this very deep running back class. Jaquindon Jackson out of Arkansas. This dude is a freaking bull. Now, is he the fastest guy out there? No, but he's fast enough. What this guy does is run straight up and down, and he crushes people. 6'2", 233, and he looks it. Now, I will tell you something right now. You may not know about this guy. He was actually a quarterback that was moved to running back. So even though he's as good as he is now, he's pretty early in his career as a running back. The reason why I'm taking him right now is he's going to be a master at short yardage and goal line attempts. He's huge. He is that big and powerful to be able to run over people and get into the end zone. When you think of a Pete Carroll team, he always, even when he had Marshawn Beast Mode, he always had that two-headed monster to go in there and run for a short yardage or run from other parts of the field. I think if Jaquindon Jackson can come in here and be that short yardage guy that we're really needing. I think we kind of missed that over the years. We didn't really have that guy. We either gave it to a fullback or gave it to one of the tight ends because we had Josh Jacobs, who was, good in short yardage, but if he was able to get his hands on him, he's not going to break that tackle, right? If you get a Jaquindon Jackson the ball and you get an arm tackle, even if it's from a defensive lineman, he's going to bust through that. Just his pure mass and size is going to be able to get some yardage. This guy is a guy that we can use right away. Again, when you're looking at these late round picks, it's not of how well of a prospect they are across the board. Is what do they do well and how well do they do what they do well? Once you find that out, how can you use that to your advantage? Short yardage situations, goal line to go situations. Jaquindon Jackson is going to be a guy that you can count on to get those short, tough yards. All right, guys, that's my time. That's rounds 1 through 7. We did rounds 1 through 3 yesterday. You go ahead and check out that video if you haven't already. Rounds 4 through 7 today. I think it's going to be home run picks left and right because, of course, everyone thinks their mock drafts are the tits, right? We'll see how it works out. We'll see if we get any of these guys. We'll see if they end up going where I said they'd go. Who knows? All right, that's my time for today. Make sure everyone please like, comment, subscribe, and share to all your socials. It's the absolute bare minimum you can do to help this channel without doing absolutely nothing, okay? That's my time for today. Until next time, everybody, peace. Hey, Raider Nation, thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button, drop a comment, make sure to subscribe, and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.